Since beginning my PhD, I've been grappling with the question of how corporations can both help alleviate poverty on the one hand, whilst making profit on the other. Saying that, however, in my conversations with people, I get the response that that's a very counterintuitive notion. Because aren't these businesses, after all, just amoral entities that will seek profit at all costs just to benefit their shareholders? I personally see that as a very kind of skeptical view to take, although there's some truth in it. I also say that it's good to look at the fact that these businesses are run by individuals who do care about having a positive impact on the world. Take Microsoft, for example. If that didn't exist as an organization, we wouldn't have the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation today, an organization that's doing some fantastic things to help alleviate poverty around the world. So how can businesses pursue both? In my mind, there are really two ways in which they can do this. The first is your very conventional corporate social responsibility approach. And the logic there is that businesses will do good things. The more good things that they do, the more their shareholders, customers, employees will respect them and get a warm, fuzzy feeling inside, the more that they'll want to do business with that entity. But I actually just think that that's only part of the puzzle. The other view or perspective is where organizations actually try to build profitable markets amongst poor consumers. And they do that not only by giving the poor what they need, but by giving them what they want. So marketing things in an aspirational way, for example, to actually create desire on the one hand, so having a positive impact, and also by focusing on the sustainability of that venture. And you need profits for a venture to be sustainable. You need revenues to cover costs and ultimately provide a margin to allow that particular venture to scale and expand so that they move from thousands of active users to millions of active users around the world. And a lot of businesses have done this. A great example is Unilever. And I think of their water filtration system. It's called Pureit, and they've distributed that now to millions of poor consumers around the world, giving them access to fresh water, but also giving them something that they inherently really want to have in their home. I think there are a lot of really interesting case studies that exist out there. Along with my colleagues here at Cambridge and Ranjit at the University of Sydney, we're looking at hundreds of different case studies at the moment to really isolate, firstly, how the poor may be different from your typical consumer. Secondly, what specific challenges these businesses are grappling with on a day-to-day basis and which challenges are unique. And thirdly, what businesses are doing out there to actually rectify these problems and turn them into profitable opportunities. So with our research, I think that there are probably a lot more questions than there are answers, but there is also a lot of room for hope, in my opinion.